Hello and welcome to the Asshole Book Club. Today I'm going to be looking at a fighter subclass for D&D 5th edition, written by Edward Dawson, or Friendly Ed, as he calls himself. The subclass is called the Gladiator, similar to the background that you can take. Well, exactly like the background you can take. And like all the other subclasses I cover, it can be found for free on DungeonMastersGuild.com. Without further ado, I will tell you what all of the features are and then give my feedback on it. Alright. At 3rd level, you get bonus proficiency. You gain proficiency in performance and intimidation if you don't already have it. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses either of those proficiencies. So you get expertise in those. So actually, because that doesn't tell you, you can just take another proficiency if you already have performance. Maybe taking Gladiator as a background would not be the best choice because it already gives you performance. So that's something to keep in mind. But getting expertise in two skills is never a bad thing, especially since fighters don't get expertise. Also at 3rd level, you get showmanship. When you bring a creature to 0 hit points, you may make a brilliant takedown to inspire up to 3 allies within 30 feet until the start of your next turn. When an inspired creature makes an attack roll or a saving throw, it can add a d6 to it. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, and you regain uses when you finish a short or long rest. Your showmanship die changes when you reach certain levels in this archetype. The die becomes a d8 at 7th level, a d12, and a d12 at 15th level. If you choose showmanship, you cannot use demoralize, which is your 7th level feature. So, showmanship, sounds pretty great to me. Like, you basically get a bard's inspiration that you could throw on 3 people at a time, and they can use it for attack rolls and saving throws. Like, that's pretty great. With this build, you're going to want to boost your charisma as much as possible, so you'll be able to get a lot of uses out of it. My one note is, I think, unless like the intention of this class is to have it multi-class with Warlock, specifically the Hexblade, I think just giving this class the ability to use charisma for your attack rolls would be pretty great. But multi-classed with a Warlock, taking like, I think you only need to take 1 level. That would still let you get the full use out of this class while being able to just put all of your points into charisma. Something to consider. Your second feature, well, 3rd feature, at 7th level, is demoralize. When you bring a creature to 0 hit points, you may make a fearsome finisher to frighten up to 3 creatures within 30 feet. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear are within line of sight. Additionally, the creature can't willingly move closer to its source of fear. You can choose to demoralize. If you choose to demoralize, you cannot use showmanship. I think that instead of having disadvantage on ability checks, giving them disadvantage on saving throws would really like be a great boost. Oh my god, why is my voice so cracky today? Yeah, like I think that would come into play a lot more than the ability checks, unless you have a grappler in your party. So my only note there is to switch ability checks for saving throws, and I think that would be a lot more powerful feeling. And this one actually doesn't say that you can only use it a limited number of times per day. So as long as you're killing things, you can just demoralize 3 creatures whenever you want. At 10th level, you can now use showmanship or demoralize on a critical hit instead of just on a kill. I think since this is a 10th level feature you have to wait for, maybe reduce the number needed to get a critical hit to either 19 or 18, just so it comes into play a lot more. And yeah, that's all the notes I have for that one. Maybe you could also extend the range needed for your showmanship and demoralize to 40 or 50 feet, just to put a little ribbon on it. At 15th level, you get eager to perform. Your lust to perform thrusts you into battle. When rolling initiative, you add your charisma modifier to the result. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee here. Excuse me. Additionally, at the start of your first turn of each combat, your walking speed increases by 10 feet, which lasts until the end of the turn. You have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken its turn in combat yet. Additionally, you can use either showmanship or demoralize. So that's pretty powerful. You can just get a free use of one of your main features. I think the speed bonus should be permanent though, and everything else should be on the first turn of each combat. But that's kind of a eh. It doesn't matter too much because you're going to be getting a lot of uses out of your features anyway, which always feels great. And then at 18th level, you get put on a show, which whenever you're able to trigger your showmanship or demoralize, you can now use both. Which is pretty dang good. I mean, being able to inspire and frighten at the exact same time would really give you a boost. It is an 18th level feature though, so maybe giving all of your allies advantage on frightened creatures would be nice, or letting them add their extra d6, well at this point d12, to damage would also be nice. Like something to beef it up a little bit more, like maybe now would be the time to drop it from 19 on for crits to an 18 on crits or 4 crits. Um or you could get resistance to all damage dealt to you by frightened enemies, or your allies gain resistance to all damage while they're inspired, or maybe both. let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you, Edward Dawson, for making this free subclass for everyone to use. And yeah, please check out dmsguild.com and go grab this subclass. It is, once again, the Gladiator Fighter. And leave a comment what you think of my assessment of this subclass. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and most importantly, comment, and I will see you later. Hey da.